your patience. Make some noise for the crew real quick. We're gonna look real good tonight because of them. So thank you guys, thank you. Welcome everyone to the official release of the 3rd volume of the Young, Gifted, and Black, a Poetic Anthology series. Thank you guys so much for coming out and honoring Black History Month by celebrating your local Black poet community out here. For those who don't know me, hi, my name is ELLE Hope. I'm a spoken word artist and event curator out here in Las Vegas. And this is one of my passion projects. I started Young, Gifted, and Black about 3 years ago. And you're probably wondering, like, girl, where'd this come from? Honestly, I was just around super dope Black poets, and I looked around and I was like, hey, have you ever been published? Have you ever been published? And the response was no, I don't know how to get published, or I don't know where I can put my work to be published. And so then I did the research to see, okay, well, where could we get published? And doing that research, I learned that in 2018, if I remember correctly, 2018, 2019, the New York Times did a study about how often people of color are published. And not to be shocking, but only 11% of Black authors are actually published. And within that 11%, that includes nonfiction, memoir, fiction, and poetry. So the poetry percentage in that is super tiny. And I thought, how can I change that? How can I bring something to my community that we could raise our voices and honor these works that we all write together as a community? Then the Young, Gifted, and Black anthology was created. I'm super honored because this started as a passion project, but now it's transformed into something huge in my life. It's impacted me deeply. I've been able to meet some amazing poets and read some incredible works. It started just here in the city of Las Vegas. Make some noise for Las Vegas. I'm so grateful for this city. It shows me so much love. But God willing, we were able to expand, and poets from all over the country submitted to Young, Gifted, and Black for the 2nd. And in the 3rd anthology, we have poets in 5 different states. So make some noise for out-of-towners. Honestly, I am kind of in shock that this project continues to be fruitful. I mean, look at this room right now. None of y'all could have been here on a Monday night. I know getting through that traffic was probably a nightmare. So thank you so much for coming out. I promise you're in for a treat tonight. Before we get things started, if you have not already picked up a copy of this beautiful anthology, please make sure you check over Sean over there in the back. He's handling sales tonight. Pick one up if you like what you hear tonight. Or if you don't like what you hear, still pick it up and support Black poets, okay?
Or Black History Month.
Or Black History Month, period. But for those who do have the book, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a second to read my creative director note because I don't wanna improv this speech anymore. All right. As we embark on the creation of the 3rd anthology for the Young, Gifted, and Black series, I find myself deeply reflecting on the vibrant community that has blossomed within this web of intertwining stories. Over the past 3 years, we've had the privilege of showcasing the works of over 50 poets from across the nation, each contributing to a tapestry of voices that resonate with the richness of our culture. These poems, more than just words on a page, are threads weaving together to form a narrative that transcends time, offering glimpses into the essence of our shared experiences. In our exploration of this anthology, we sought to infuse elements of multimedia art, while remaining true to the core message of the YG&B brand. Delving into the history of storytelling through textiles, we drew inspiration from the tradition of using AALIYAH fabrics known as African wax fabric to imbue our creations with layers of meaning and symbolism. As Dr. Kwesi Yaka, I know I probably butchered that, My bad, ma'am. Aptly notes, these fabrics serve as a medium of nonverbal communication, carrying with them the stories and proverbs of our ancestors. Each poet featured in this anthology not only contributed their words, but also has crafted a unique pattern, adding another dimension to their expression. We've embraced the convergence of poetry and fashion, giving rise to our own interpretation of text aisles. And if you have the book, it's really cute. It says like text-aisles, okay? Where the written word intertwines with visual artistry. I must extend my deepest gratitude to Sandy Lee Wyatt III, whose extraordinary talent and visionary approach have brought our concepts to life in ways beyond imagination. His meticulous attention to detail has breathed life into each pattern, infusing them with light, movement, and a sense of palatable energy. Without his invaluable contributions, much of this magic within these pages would remain untapped. As you journey through these poems, my hope is that you find echoes of yourself within their verses, that you'll embrace the richness of our culture woven into every line, and that you'll be inspired to add your voice to the ongoing narrative of our legacy. Y'all, thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Before I like to speak, I would like to dedicate 7 seconds of silence for the people of Gaza and the Palestinians who are losing their lives due to utter chaos. Just 7 seconds, please. Thank you. I don't have really much to say this evening. I'd rather let the work talk for itself. But I do want to thank everyone who stepped out of their comfort zone that was involved in this anthology and took up drafting their own designs for the pages. I think that stagnancy is our worst enemy in life. And sometimes when we're offered opportunities to do something that is out of our comfort zones, that's when we can really excel. So I just want to give a round of applause to everyone who might have been their first time drafting something like that, visually speaking, especially when you're so used to being, you know, writers and whatnot. I just want to give a round of applause for that. As I said, as I got up here, I don't want to say too much. I'd rather let the work speak for itself. I want to thank everyone who showed up today, made the journey down here, and I hope everyone enjoys how it all came together. And have a good evening.
No matter what, right? I heard a quote one time by Les Brown, and it said, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth, a place where dreams are buried with corpses rolled away unavenged, ideas held captive by caskets, tombstones stamp the residents of movements turned captives. The ground immersed with so much seed that we'll never know what it means to be a fruit, something bigger than itself, satisfying those who partake in its growth, a place where hopes are never fulfilled. That poem never wrote, that book never finished. See, fear has become the leading cause of death among most creatives, constantly criticizing worth while questioning everything. Purpose only fulfilled if done before an audience. Art form only valid if approval falls to the mouth of experts, yet they only receive excerpts of our full story. Who really knows us? If a tree falls in the desert and no one knows, does it still make a sound? If my trauma turns me into the villain in your story, is my voice still worthy? If I bleed on white sheets and no one ever hears it, is it still poetry? Why does my pain become more pleasing when Mike becomes its soapbox and scores validate its existence? I offer this instead. Let's not be led by someone else's fulfillment. Their pleasure being quenched, capital, where our poverty increases, districts see hunger should never be a game. For what we create should never be dictated by someone else's appetite. But let nourishment come simply because we did whatever has been put in our hearts to do. Let sustenance run through our veins, for our stories will never be in vain. And let satisfaction sing a song of freedom as we release. And let that be the only peace we need. And if they do applaud, then let that be a confirmation of a truth anchored in our soul, as back tattooed on our spirit, and knowing that doesn't need proof from any other source. For I will create until my creator calls me home. Whether that's in front of you or an audience of one. For me, in my dreams, won't be buried alive.
That's right.
Who would cry for this little boy who believes his best is not enough? To be young, gifted, and black in these times is even more tough. Why do it? Is the fight worth pursuing, enduring negativity? Who will cry for this little boy who served this country? Being praised in a uniform, but when it's gone, he's just another nigga who been born, passed through the classes, desk outside, not learning the proper type of education. Older women taking turns teaching body communication. Mother, where are you? Who will cry for this little boy? Love he needs. What is the meaning of unconditional? Masking his anger, doesn't know how to release. How? The ways he knows isn't good for him. Going down the wrong road can get you killed. Out the body, blood spilled. No more life. Who will cry for this little boy? Who the sun kissed, skin burnt, patience he had to learn. The ugly duckling. There's beauty in your prime. Let love enter. Understand the beauty in butterflies. Release your tenor. She holds the center. Seek the challenge and adventure. Dive deep in your depth. Search and see to find who you are supposed to be. Who will cry for this little boy who forgot to dream? Believe he could be anything. Realize in his blood dwell a king. Out there is a searching queen. Who will cry for this little boy who doesn't know he is all he needs. Thank you.
Moving along, but this beautiful night could not have happened without the people keeping me sane organizing this. So I just have a couple quick shout outs in the room. The first being is the wonderful, beautiful, talented, mother of the house of Las Vegas poetry. Give it up for Vogue Robinson. Another of our wonderful sponsors that helped this happen is the beautiful Poetry Promise Incorporated. And unfortunately, she could not be here tonight because she unfortunately caught that Las Vegas bug that's going around. So stay safe out there. Take your vitamins after you leave tonight. Don't trust anyone. I'm just being real. Someone could cough and you'd be like, girl. Anyways, she could not join us tonight, but our wonderful Clark County Poet Laureate, Angela, also was a fundamental piece in making sure we could secure the location here at the Clark County Library. So let's just send her some positive vibes.
I wonder how old I have to be before people stop seeing my body, before they see me. From womb to womanhood, little Black girls are sexualized before they can even form a concept of self. 12-year-old prepubescent me at the grocery store with Granny wearing my favorite romper, vibrant yellow sunflower shining as bright as the desert heat. That was the first time I got the stare, the licking of lips and flirtatiously raised eyebrow from the cashier who looked deprecate enough to be my ancestor's father. He who kept a straight face until Granny looked away. His inquisition of savagery, lust, and desire will always be engraved in my psyche. I didn't know pedophiles existed until I looked one in the face. We can't help that we blossom early, physically bloom into our womanhood while we are still kids. What has to give before my triple D stop entering the room before I do, before the melanin in my skin stops telling my story before I even have the chance to speak. Also, what has to be said before men can comprehend that comparing my skin and my body to chocolate and to meat is not a compliment. It's dehumanizing. I am a human. I am a woman. And with that attitude, I will never be your delicacy.
Right.
Ethnic women do not exist for the male gaze or to be the starting point for your think pieces on feminism. We are more than the melanin. We are more than our bodies and more than the melanin and wonder that our curves hold. We are the spirited daughters of light. We are the blueprint and the curators of most things that you know and love. Put some respect on our name and treat us as such.
So I wrote this poem dedicating to my ancestors, my community, and that church that continues to bring us together. My roots begin in the woods, where my great-grandmother's bare feet memorized the dove, a seed maturing in a diverse forest, all rooted together as one. With the town branches intertwining, lineages of household hot combs and grease, of the iron flattening crease, of Fanny, Rosetta, and Aretha on repeat. There is a different kind of photosynthesis here, where plants take in sun, water, and hymn. I put my ear to a branch, and I hear wood floors with feet haunted by jubilation. The wood cracked, still holds firm. A congregation leans into each other, for this is preservation. Generations running home before the sun turns red, before the crow turns into murder, before the debt of the harvest mirrors the tree's gradual loss of branches. Being engulfed by grief is like ivy reclaiming its territory, slowly and relentlessly creeping into every corner of an emotional landscape. But the roots, stoic guardians, built resistance to withstand the storm. Tears opened up the soil so that our story grows deeper every day when we plant, we dream, we invest, we pray, we forgive, we fight, we dance, we embrace, we sing, we remember, we survive, we survive, we survive, we survive. We survive together like the evergreen.
I pull and I pull and pull until each strand splits in two, until I hear the sound of popping oil and I feel death twist around my ears, and it tells me to pull. So I pull and I pull and I pull until it snaps. The curse under my breath is biblical. I tell myself I don't see a tree, but my eyes see Daphne running into my shiny palm. So I pull and I pull and I pull until it snaps. My heat is only quelled by storm warnings and sighs. I can't keep from seeing the damage that rolls in my hand, and I can definitely see a tree. But still, I pull and I pull and I pull until it snaps. I add more to my little tree of life, my own Yggdrasil. The roots are long dead from the tiniest curls, but it's still all mine. I pull and I pull and I pull until it snaps. I only feel pain for a fleeting second. I throw the tree of life away. I still see the branches in my hand and on the floor. I pull and I pull and pull until it snaps, and I try to heal the splinters on my face. Tonight I'll dream about all the little trees I've sprouted.
Why am I always the lesson and never the lover? They can't be who I need them to be, but they are for another. With me, they're emotionally unavailable, afraid to commit, traumatized but unaware, stubborn as shit. As soon as they get tired of me, they up and leave. Then magically, they become the person I always wanted them to be. Why am I always the lesson and never the lover? I care so much because I feel like no one chose me when I was younger. I would strive my hardest, try my damnedest, just for my accomplishments to be belittled to just average. Why am I always the lesson and never the lover? And why is it always through me that this pattern is discovered? Like, why you couldn't learn to be good to me, but you was kind of people who did you dirty? You let past relationships run all over you, but it's me you want to prove who's worthy? You won't commit to me, and it's me you mistreat. When partners in the past treat you like ass and got treatment of royalty. After partners like that, you would pray for a partner like me, giving you everything and you giving nothing, but you too damaged to even see. Why am I always the lesson and never the lover? Going through heartache is tough, but repeating cycles is even tougher. I wonder why I'm never the lover, but I haven't even learned my lesson. Having these women in my life, no matter the strife, has been a hidden blessing. I know why I'm the lesson and never the lover, because I keep attracting women to fix because I couldn't fix my mother.
I envision us as a peaceful people, grateful, giving, abundant. I see the release of unconscious programs that have buried our souls and taken our power. I pray for the wisdom that comes from the Creator, much love, faith, and mercy. May the fallen rise up, lifting their fellow brothers and sisters. The time has come to share our gifts with the world. May we be restored. We are the cycle breakers, bringers of change, whispers heard by spirit. Our souls cry high to the mountaintops, drowned out by those who seek to uphold a system that's bursting at the seams. Be kind. You never know what someone is going through or what obstacles they face. Be patient. We all grow at our own pace. Our needs may differ, but we are worthy of grace. And one day, you get tired of applying Band-Aids, tired of treating symptoms. One day, you get to the root of your problems, removing weeds at their core, dismantling the very system that's filled your veins with venom. One day, you get tired, choosing courage and liberation over fear and the weight of past burdens. Let us join hands in celebration of life, for we have traveled far and wide. For we have traveled far and wide. May we journey into the unknown, grounded and guided. May peace and prosperity and justice pour over the seeds of oppression and let flowers bloom, for they were always meant to. Thank you.
In our line of work, we often speak about how powerful a dream is and how great the imagination is, and it is. But why did no one tell me that my childhood dreams would eventually be slain by the monsters of adulthood and reality? Why did no one tell me that me chasing my dreams was me chasing a fallacy, that me raising and protecting these dreams was me preparing them for the one day when reality would want to battle me? See, because right now, It feels like I went to school for 13 years to be babysat and learn how to be basic human beings. Then, at 17, we have to decide who it is that we want to be so they can tell us how to go back to school so they can tell us how to be who we want to be. But that's what you got to do to chase your dreams. And chase them I did indeed until. I wanted a Lamborghini until I learned about car insurance. I wanted a mansion until I learned my tax bracket. I wanted a pet shark until I was told that I flat out can't have it. I wanted to follow my dreams until people started laughing. I wanted a bad chick that was mad big, that would always be eager to come over. As we looked into each other's eyes, in her eyes I see light, in my eyes she sees life, and she comes closer, puts my hands on her thighs, whispers she's trying to get bent over, put her legs on my shoulders until, no, actually I still want that one. But it seems that love is just another request that's getting harder and harder to fill because most people would rather replace than they would rebuild. So then you go out, get hot and bothered, have your hot girl summer, you ain't find love, now you come home mad, heart chill. Now the next person has to take a sledgehammer to a wall that they didn't help build. So either way it feels like we're at a loss. Excuse me, I'm trying to be optimistic, but this pessimism just keeps leaking out of me. I've done exactly what you wanted, never what I wanted, and no one comes up to say that they're proud of me. My childhood dreams have been cut deep. As I lay on the floor fighting to breathe, I drop to my knees as they pull me close and whisper, don't you dare give up on me. So I no longer refer to them as dreams, because dreams sound unattainable. From now on, they are goals. From now on, my will will be unshakable, my drive, unbreakable, my growth, undeniable until my dreams can look up at me like, damn, bro, I'm trying to be as high as you. For too long, we have been presented our dreams only for them to get slain. But starting today, some things are going to be changing. Run up. We'll be the ones doing the slaying.
Give it up for all the poets that came on the stage tonight. And give it up for yourselves. Thank you so much for coming out and celebrating Black History Month with us. Before you scoot out of here, just a couple announcements from our wonderful sponsors. Please make sure you follow at Poetry Promise. They're doing wonderful things around the community for us. And on top of that, make sure you check out our writing workshops coming through with Spotlight Poetry. Once again, I want to thank the wonderful Clark County Library for allowing us to come in this space and hold a beautiful production. Speaking of production, can we make some noise for the crew? They don't get us nice and right. Okay, look at this lighting, okay? But with that being said, I want to thank everyone again for coming out. Happy Black History Month. Continue to support Black artists, Black writers, Black poets. When we come together as a community like this, we can create some beautiful things. So thank you guys so much for allowing us to continue to hold space. I will see y'all at the next Spotlight function.